We had foster children, as we've said before, and so we decided when we had time on our hands to go back. We chose Derby City Council because we had fostered with them before. We could have chosen another agency because we had phoned other agency, but we knew we had a good track record with Derby City Council, and so we applied to go with Derby City Council. And we started the process, which is the assessment period, because you go through, it's about six to 8 months, apparently, because there is a lot of detail, a lot of assessment that needs to be done. Derby City Council knew that the children we would be fostering would be about 8 years old, no older. It would be between 5 and 8. And they said if a child of that age come to us and told us that they're homosexual, what would we do? We told them that we didn't think children of that age would come to us to tell us that they're homosexual. But if they were, then we'd have to give these children love. We've always said we would love any child that comes to us. It doesn't matter what they are, even though I did not think that a child would come to us. They said, well, children do when they come into foster care, because some of the children are damaged. And okay, so we said, all right, well, we would have to work it out. We don't know what it would be, but we do one step at a time, because we've been parents ourselves. And if a child come to us, then we'd have to work it out what to say, but we would give them unconditional love. The social workers then said, would you not tell them that it's all right to be homosexual? So we said, no, we couldn't do that, because we are Bible-believing Christians. So we really couldn't tell them that. And she said, well, you would have to tell a child that.
The Johns contacted us back in November 2007 after reading about a similar case that the Christian Legal Centre had run a few months earlier, which also involved a Christian couple who were looking after a child and who had come into conflict with a local authority because of their views on homosexuality.
The Orientation Act been brought in 2007, and that's the clause what we have been going through, because what they're trying to say, we need to compromise our faith to coincide with the fostering. And the Orientation Act, we said that we are Bible-believing Christians. We love a child unconditionally, just the same as our children. And but they said we got to comply under the new regulation of orientation. And they said we should, at an 8-year-old, explain to a child about homosexuality. I said we couldn't do that.
Mrs. Johns called me up. She said, we're going through the fostering process with Derby City Council. However, we've come to a stumbling block because of the issue about homosexuality. So we took down all the details and we took it from there, never expecting really to end up in court almost 3 years later, but certainly recognising another issue where Christians have been told to compromise or else they wouldn't be able to do the very thing that they were applying to do.
When we went to the courts to ask the judge for a clarity, because the question that was being asked from our solicitor to Derby City Council solicitors, to Derby City Council, was, does Christian have to compromise their faith? That was the question that was being asked.
The law and the judge, they said that we would infect, Christians will be infecting children.
I think over the past few years, things have changed dramatically in Great Britain. From Christian roots and from many of our laws being based on Christian perspectives, we are moving to pushing Christians out of society. So when it comes to issues like homosexuality, marriage, raising children, expressing your beliefs in public, the law is saying that's going to be very difficult for you. And furthermore, when the issue gets to court, the court is saying, we agree.
This was a country that had taken the news and the Bible of Christ to other places, like the Caribbean, like Africa, like Asia. England had done all of this. And we had reached a stage where we were told we have got to compromise our faith to foster children.
When it comes to bringing your beliefs into the public square, you can't do that. And that has increased dramatically over the past few years.
As Christians worldwide, and not just England, we need to stand. We need to stand for what we believe. And at the time when I told the social worker right here that I would not compromise my faith, on the day I told her, we would not dream for 1 minute that it would have brought all of this publicity, because we didn't know. All we did was said we would not compromise our faith. And I thought they would have been able to say, all right then, children, we could send Christian children to you, because we were told they couldn't match children to the carers. And so we were hoping that that would have happened, but instead they said no.
What the judges have said has huge implications for Christians and other people who feel that actually homosexual practice is not right, and it's not something they want to encourage a child who is homosexual to be. If they turn around and say no, you know, will they get anywhere with the fostering and adoption process? It seems unlikely after this judgment.
It was a dark day for England, because the simple reason is we're supposed to be going into the light and stay in the light, because England is based on Christian principle.
We've been made to believe a lie. Christians are made to believe a lie. And we know we are in the end times, and we need to stand fast.